Now another bypass tool is the grinder with the thin metal cutting blade on it. Will cut through just about any lock or chain. Since this tool is now available with the battery power, it is easier than ever to use. Many crooks have already discovered it, and we are seeing more locks and chains cut by thieves. Okay, I'm going to use this lock for an example, for a demonstration to show you how to cut the dead latch, or if necessary, cut the entire bolt off. So I have these metal plates that you can buy at the hardware store for not very much, 49 cents or whatever. Okay, I have a little piece of metal here that I've taped on the door to help protect the edge of the door from the grinding wheel. And we're going to be as careful as we can to not scratch anything up. And again, this is only as a last resort, and you should of course explain to the owner of the building that this is a last resort attempt to get into the building, and it may result in a little bit of damage to the jamb or the side of the door that requires a little bit of paint work. Okay, I'm going to attempt to cut the dead latch. Okay, the dead latch has been cut, so at that point we could go ahead and force the lock open like we did before. Just take a screwdriver and go in there and force that bolt back, pull on the door, and you can see that it's open. And you can see here the cut where we cut the dead latch back, and we've already cut part of the bolt part way through. With a 5-inch cutting wheel, you only get about 1.5 inches of actual cutting depth. So if the bolt is more than 1.5 inches from the very edge of the trim on the door, you probably will not be able to cut it clear in two. But quite often you can cut the dead latch. You can see here that we did take a little bit of paint off the molding on the outside of the door, and then here on the inside of the jamb, you can see that it's going to need a little touch up with some paint work there. Some questions you want to think about before cutting the bolt. Is there any other way into the building? Is there any other lock that might be easier to pick open? Is there a garage door? Is there an unlocked window? Is there enough space to cut the bolt? Would it be better to drill the lock? The only good reason to cut a dead latch or a bolt instead of drilling a lock is to save an expensive high security or rare antique lock cylinder, and it should only be done as a last resort. In this demonstration, I removed the guard from the grinder in order to give a better view of the process. Removing guards from any power tools is not recommended. Please take just a moment to like the video and also subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.